What's going on? It's your boy Connor Conflict back again. Today's video, I'm breaking down the finalists for the Miami Dolphins head coaching job. Now, to be fair, I don't. There could be more people potentially added, but just simply based off the wording of the Rappaport tweet that came out earlier today, I'm led to believe that these are the three finalists. Because it came out that we plan to hold our second interviews early next week, which raised an eyebrow for me because the longer you wait, the longer or the more time one of your candidates has to potentially hire elsewhere, which led me to believe something that I'll get into later in the video on who I think probably could be the favorite. But then Rappaport came out with a tweet among the names expected to receive second interviews, OC, Kellen Moore, Mike McDaniel, and Brian Dable. So that makes me think that there's finalists, but also there's room for more people to get added. But I don't think that's the case. So first and foremost, I think the list is good. I'll go over who I think's the better of the hires. I think, but it's a positive list. As Hoots on Twitter put it, anyone but Vance, quite frankly, is who I want to get the job. Vance Joseph, I would be very anti that hire, and it looks like, based off the fact he's not on this list, that will be the case. So, Kellen Moore, Mike McDaniel, Brian Dable. My rankings for them, I'm not even going to rank them right now. I'll go person by person, break them down, and then continue. So Kellen Moore, Cowboys OC, so good that when Mike McCarthy took over, who called plays in the past, he kept Kellen Moore on the staff calling plays. So that's pretty high honor. And the Cowboys have probably had the best statistical offense this season. Obviously, great talent, great receiving core, great running game. He got shit for the playoff game. It wasn't his fault directly. I think he's definitely a good offensive play caller, bright mind. But there's too much unknown for me to feel comfortable with us hiring him. It's the same way with Mike McDaniel, but I just love the guy so much that I'm willing to take the risk. For Kellen Moore, I'm not willing to take that risk personally. Once again, I'm not in this interview room. I have no fucking clue what's going on. Just from an outsider's perspective, as a fan's perspective, of the three, he's the one that I want the least. So following Kellen Moore is Mike McDaniel. And when the tweet came out that we're holding interviews for early next week, that instantly led to my mind, and I even tweeted it. It got a lot of likes. I gotta figure out on Twitter how to turn likes into follows. Make sure you follow me down below. I'm trying to get some interaction with Dolphins fans. It's not really happening. So, McDaniel, with the news that we're interviewing early next week, led me to believe we're not able to interview with McDaniel right now because he's in the middle of the championship game. So just the way the head coaching search rules are, we're not allowed to interview him now. And Dable's in the thick of it with the Giants primarily. And then the coaches are starting to get hired now. So Dable's at risk of getting stolen, and he's said to be favorited for the Dolphins job. And I do probably believe that's true. But there's a risk the Giants go for him. The Giants also seem pretty heavy with their dog Brian Flores. So the Dolphins are leaving a window for Dable to get stolen from us. And I think that might be because their eyes might be set on McDaniel, because I don't think you would wait to interview someone you can interview right now if he's not your top priority, especially since, to my knowledge, Mike McDaniel is we're the only team that's interviewed McDaniel, and I think Kellen Moore, I don't know who else has interviewed him. I know he's been a hot name, but I feel like we're one of the only teams too. I don't think we're the only team, but we're close to it. And then Dable's got interviews in multiple places, but I feel like they got filled. The Broncos got filled. The Bears got filled. So, should be interesting to see what happens. The Giants seems to solely be down to Flores and Dable, so should be interesting to see what happens there. And that will honestly tell a lot what happens here. If the Giants hire Dable, we'll probably hire McDaniel or more. Obviously, just based off the interviews. But as I made my previous videos about, if anyone's watched, my favorite who I personally want for the Dolphins job is Dable. He's older than the other two. I feel more confident in his ability to build a staff. Although news did come out that seems like we are going to be trying to keep our defensive staff intact, which I'll get into a little later. Like, I like it because I love our defensive staff. I like their scheme. They got the most out of our players. I do think Flores played a big role in that, no doubt. I do think the current coaches could also obviously do that, but also I want to let the coach make the decision. I don't want to say, hey, you're keeping these guys, and then a year from now we get rid of them because he didn't choose them. You know what I'm saying? So I like our coaches here. I think obviously there shouldn't be problems meshing. There is connections with Dable and Boyer still, so I just don't want to force something on the coach. If that's the coach's idea, like, hey, yeah, I do like what you guys got, so I'd be down with that. Sure, but like I don't want it to be forced on the coach, which it's kind of seemed like it might be. Nonetheless, I think our defensive staff is very good. So worst case scenario, they're forced upon the coach, but it works out anyway. So we'll see. But Dable just makes me feel the most secure. He doesn't have prior head coaching experience, but he's done it elsewhere where these guys haven't necessarily. He's done it elsewhere. His offense has been good. He's coached Tua, and there's a lot of chatter about like, yeah, but he's coached Josh Allen, and Josh Allen's a freak. No doubt, Josh Allen's a top 5 quarterback out of his fucking mind. There's maybe one or two quarterbacks. I don't even know. I think there's no quarterback that can do what Josh Allen's doing. But Dable's done it elsewhere. He's done it with other quarterbacks. He's done it in Miami. Now, granted, it wasn't the best season, but from my understanding, he did well with what he had. So he's the safest in terms of being able to build a staff, being able to lead the team, and being able to lead the offense by himself, because the other two necessarily haven't shown that ability. That's why I think he's the most secure hire. Nonetheless, big Mike McDaniel fan, so Dable, McDaniel, this is where I have them listed, and then Kellen Moore's a little further down. Hopefully they get it right. That's all I got for today. If you have any suggestions on future videos that you want to hear me talk about, feel free to comment below. Until next time, my next video might be the coaching hire. I don't know. I'm kind of running out of ideas. The news that dropped today gave me an idea, so that worked out. But if you guys have any other ideas on potential videos you'd like to see, comment down below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Appreciate you for spending your time watching my video. It means a ton to me, believe me. Until next time, I'll catch you guys.